The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Pauline Verzosa. The Sandigan Bayan has reversed its decision convicting Senator Jinggoy Estrada of direct and indirect bribery over the pork barrel scam. The Sandigan Bayan Special 5th Division granted Estrada's motion for reconsideration. They stated in their 26-page resolution that the prosecution failed to prove that Estrada received a 1 million peso bribe from convicted businesswoman Janet Napoles. Estrada welcomed the decision and insisted he is innocent from the accusations against him. Former presidential spokesman Harry Roque has been cited in contempt by Congress. Kabayan Party List Representative Ron Salor pointed out that Roque lied about the reason for skipping the last hearing. Salor presented a certification from the Manila Regional Trial Court that Roque had no hearing on August 16. Roque has since apologized, but he will still be detained in the Batasang Pambansa complex for 24 hours. He is facing scrutiny over his supposed engagement as a lawyer for an illegal pogo hub. A self-confessed hitman tagged former President Rodrigo Duterte as the man behind the murder of 3 alleged drug lords. He also claimed that Duterte hired detainees in Davao as the hitmen. Here's the report.
They're the so-called new witnesses of the House Squad Committee. Fernando Magdadaro and Leopoldo Tan are persons deprived of liberty or PDLs, now confessing to the killing of 3 suspected Chinese drug lords at the Davao Prison and Penal Farm in August of 2016. And their story goes all the way up to then President Rodrigo Duterte. Tan's account begins with SPO4 Arthur Narsoles approaching him for the hit 8 years ago. Narsoles was a high school classmate of Tan's and at that time was assigned to the CIDG Region 11. The targets, Chinese nationals and supposed drug lords Cho Kin Tong alias Tony Lim, Jackson Lee, and Peter Wang, who are all detained at the Davao Prison's maximum security facility compound. The reward, 1 million pesos for each victim and Tan's freedom.
Sinabi niya na may ipatatrabaho ako sa iyo at may basbas sa taas. Baka matulungan ka rin namin na makalaya. Kakausapin ko namin ang presidente. Sinabi pa ni SPO4 Arthur Narsoles na ang mga Chinese na mga ito ay drug lords at galit ang presidente sa kanila.
Eventually, Tan accepted the job and brought in Magdadaro. Tan went on that on August 13, 2016, he and Magdadaro were placed in a smaller prison cell along with the 3 Chinese nationals. The mayor of the PDL in charge of the cell allegedly gave Tan and Magdadaro the knives used to stab the victims to death. After the killings, Davao Prison's Warden Superintendent Gerardo Padilla supposedly told the 2 PDLs to throw the murder weapons right outside the cell and walk them out of it. Then, a conversation between Padilla and the supposed mastermind of the crime.
Habang naglalakad kami, papuntang investigation section, tumunog ang cellphone ni Superintendent Padilla. Nakita ko sa na pinindot ni Superintendent Padilla ang kanyang cellphone. Nadinig ko na sinabi nung tumawag kay Superintendent Padilla, "Congrats, Superintendent Padilla. Job well done." Pero grabe yung ginawa, dinuguan. Alam ko na ang kausap ni Superintendent Padilla ay si President Duterte dahil pamilyar ko ang boses niya.
Nakakausap mo ba si President Duterte?
Naririnig ko lang lagi yung boses niya, kaya pamilyar yung boses na narinig ko.
Sige, patuloy lang.
Pagkatapos ng tawag, sabi ni Superintendent Padilla sa mga kasamahan niya doon, tumawag si Presidente, nag-congrats sa akin. Dahil sa sinabing ito ni Superintendent Padilla, kaya lalo akong napaniwala na ang tumawag sa kanya ay si President Duterte.
According to Tan, Narsoles dropped by the prison 2 days after the murder to talk about the reward, which will be handed over to their spouses. Tan and Magdadaro later on learned that the bounty was 1 million pesos short and both remained in jail.
Nakumbik kami sa pagpatay sa 3 Chinese drug lord. Ibinigay ko itong salaysay na ito dahil sa galit ko sa kanila. Ginawa naman naming ang pinatrabaho nila pero hindi naman tinupad ang kalayaan na pinangako. Hanggang matapos ang administrasyon, hindi kami tinulungan na lumabas.
With this development, the Quad Committee moved to summon former President Duterte to their next hearing.
In the interest of fairness, may I move to invite the former president to hear his side on this matter.
Duly seconded and hearing no objection, the motion is carried.
But it remains to be seen if Duterte will attend the probe. According to his former chief legal counsel, Attorney Sal Panelo, this is a clear demolition job against Duterte and his family. He says the use of convicted felons to testify against the former president is the work of enemies. Aside from Duterte, personalities tagged by the Quad's 2 new witnesses will also get invitations to appear before the next hearing next week. For now, Tan and Magdadaro will remain in the custody of the House of Representatives, as approved by the Bureau of Corrections. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. Welcome back. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Pauline Verzosa. Pag-asa continues to monitor a weather disturbance outside the Philippine territory. Severe tropical storm Shanshan was last spotted some 2,135 kilometers east of central Luzon. It has no direct impact on the country just yet. Meanwhile, the southwest monsoon or habagat will continue to trigger scattered rains, and affected areas include Zamboanga Peninsula, Palawan, Occidental Mindoro, Antique, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. Now, the cities of Marikina and Mandaluyong have reached the alert threshold for dengue. Marikina has recorded 429 dengue cases this year, while Mandaluyong has 226 cases so far. The health department said the alert threshold is a warning for the local governments to take swift actions against dengue.
Ito ay nagtatawag na ng pansin sa ating mga local health officials na may kailangan ng gawin or meron ng sitwasyon na maaaring namumuo. So pag sinabing lumampas sa alert thresholds, hindi pa siya necessarily epidemic.
Meanwhile, the number of deaths due to dengue fever in Baguio City has climbed to 12. Baguio City Health Services said most of the deaths were already on severe stage when they sought consultation. The city has logged over 5,500 dengue cases as of yesterday. In other news, former COA Commissioner Heidi Mendoza is questioning the 10 million peso allocation for Vice President Sara Duterte's children's book. And here's an excerpt from her interview on Storycon.
Commissioner, may mga gray areas ba sa ganitong klaseng usapin?
Actually, marami. May mga dalawa nga akong katanungan dyan. Kasi nung nakita ko, parang nag-launch siya nito November pa, 2023. Tama
Yes,
ba
ma'am.
yun?
Sa QC.
And then, tinitingnan ko, kung ang distribution nito ay para sa mga school children, I was just thinking, hindi kaya posibilidad na ikarga na ito sa budget ng DepEd? Sorry ha, ako po ay nag-iisip lang ng mga posibilidad, di ba? Kasi posible yan eh. I mean, she has access to DepEd funds, right? And it is very much aligned with the program of DepEd, no? And then
Yes.
of course, this time, the budget is being proposed for the office of the Vice President.
For next
So,
year.
ang una kong titingnan dyan ay titingnan ko yung budget muna ng DepEd, ano? And then the OVP, para malaman ko kung wala bang tinatawag nating double dipping, ano? Pangalawa, naalala ko, kasi sabi, ibibigay daw ito kasama dun sa mga pamimigay ng bag habang
Yes, ma'am.
nag-tree planting or something.
Yes, ma'am.
And if I remember it right, yung confi funds niya, sinabi niya rin yung tree planting, right? So,
Yes.
ito yung problema eh. Ano bang tawag ko doon? Medyo loose kasi yung accounting and audit guidelines ng confi funds, di ba? So, ito talaga yung mga tinatawag nating red flags na kailangan mo bantayan. Kasi nga, pag kinlay mo halimbawa ito, I'm not saying this is what actually
ma'am.
happened. I'm trying to visualize it from the point of view of what could have happened. Parang pwede rin na-fund dito ng confi funds, di ba? Pero walang documentation yan usually, di
Yes,
ba?
ma'am.
And then this time, kasama sa budget. You know what I mean, right? I am trying to explore the many red flags na, no? Now, if you would like to be very mabait and very ordinary in our approach, ang kaunahan kong tanong dito ay, ano ang purpose ng libro? Kung ang purpose ng libro ay for mere distribution, tapos siya pa ang nag-author, sa tingin ko, wala akong makitang batas na magsasabing dapat siyang bayaran ng public funds.
Now in sports, after missing out the Heroes Welcome last week, some of our Filipino Olympians finally met President Bongbong Marcos yesterday. Meanwhile, the president said First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos had a, quote, quiet birthday celebration in Baguio City. Mobile Journal, Julie Baiza with a report.
President Bongbong Marcos met with Filipino Olympians who missed the welcoming ceremony and homecoming parade last week. Olympians Dottie Ardina, Emma Malabuyo, Alea Finigan and Levi Yung Rubibar receive a presidential citation and 2 million pesos from the Office of the President and the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation or PAGCOR.
Nung nagpa-reception kami dito, wala sila nagbabiyahe. At nagka-mix up, huli na yung pagkasabi sa kanila, hindi na sila nakauwi. Kaya sabi namin, pareho naman yung kanilang pinaghirapan. So dapat natin, isama rin natin dun sa lahat ng mga pagtanggap sa ating mga Olympian ng ating ginawa.
Marcos said they are happy to do a ceremony for those who did not make it to the first event. Malabuyo, Finigan and Yung Rubibar earlier said that they were not informed of the homecoming parade and the courtesy call in Malacanang. Meanwhile, PBBM revealed that First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos had a quiet birthday celebration in Baguio City. When asked about his gift to the First Lady,
Tanong mo na lang sa kanya, baka kasi
in a social media post yesterday, PBBM greeted his wife saying that the First Lady deserves to slow down on her special day. Mobile journalist Julie Baiza, We Are One News.
And those are the top stories of the hour. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.